My mother died a cripple in a wheelchair at 51 with rheumatoid arthritis. She had severe arthritis. She was only 5 stone when she died, and her hands were all cramped up. Her knees were twice as wide as mine. Her feet, she could not walk anymore. Little by little by little, the arthritis had taken over her body.
Tell me, do you ever feel like your legs just aren't as strong as they used to be? Maybe you get up from a chair and your knees ache, or walking upstairs feels harder than it did a few years ago. Well, what if I told you that some of the little things you do every day, without even thinking, might be secretly making your legs weaker? And the scary part? You're probably doing them right now. That's right. Simple habits like sitting with your legs crossed, avoiding stairs, or even the way you stand could be chipping away at your leg strength without you realizing it. And over time, that can lead to more stiffness, more aches, and even a higher risk of falls, something none of us want. Now, here's the good news. It's never too late to make a change. In fact, just being aware of these sneaky habits and knowing how to fix them can help you keep your legs strong, steady, and ready for whatever life throws at you. Because let's face it, your legs carry you through life. They deserve a little extra care. Today, we're going to uncover 7 everyday mistakes that might be weakening your legs. And more importantly, I'll share simple, doable fixes for each one. No crazy workouts, no expensive gadgets, just small tweaks to your daily routine that can make a big difference in how you move, how you feel, and how well you stay independent for years to come. So if you're ready to stand taller, walk easier, and keep doing the things you love without worrying about your legs giving out, then let's get started. Before we start, drop in the comments from where you are watching this video and what health topic you'd like to see in the next video. Also, as a special thank you for joining us today, we're giving away 100 free copies of Barbara's best-selling book to subscribers. So, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment about why you want to win Barbara's best-selling book.
God designed this living machinery to be in daily activity, and in that activity is its preserving power. So what's a preservative? Something that stops you going bad or off. And I find that when I meet people in their latter years of life who are in good working order, it's because they're active. And you might have heard of the Blue Zone. National Geographic looked at groups of people who commonly live till a very long life. In fact, they even eventually wrote a book called The Blue Zone. And the 3 main people that they looked at was the Okinawans, which is a Japanese group. I think it's an island, and they commonly live to their into their hundreds. But it's not just long life, it's quality of life. These people are still active, even when they're 100.
Why leg strength matters, especially as you age. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought about your leg muscles? I mean, really thought about them? Most of us don't, until suddenly getting up from a chair feels like a workout, or a short walk leaves us winded. But here's the truth. Your legs aren't just for getting you from point A to point B. They're your body's foundation, and keeping them strong means the difference between living life on your terms or struggling through each day. First, let's talk about muscle loss. After age 30, we start losing muscle little by little, about 3 to 5% each decade. But after 60, that loss speeds up. You might have heard the term sarcopenia. That's just a fancy word for what happens when our muscles slowly waste away. And guess what? Your legs are usually the first to go. Weak legs mean more than just tiredness. They mean instability. And instability leads to falls. Now, I don't have to tell you how dangerous a fall can be as we get older. But it's not just about avoiding accidents. Strong legs keep you independent. Think about it. Every time you rise from a chair, climb stairs, or even just stand in place, you're relying on your leg muscles. When those muscles weaken, everyday tasks become harder. Suddenly, you're holding onto walls for balance, avoiding outings because walking is exhausting, or worse, depending on others for help. That's not the way any of us want to live. And here's something most people don't realize. Your legs are metabolic powerhouses. They're the biggest muscles in your body, which means they burn calories even when you're just sitting. Weak legs can slow your metabolism, making it easier to gain weight and harder to control blood sugar. That's why studies show strong legs are linked to better diabetes management and even a longer life. Then there's your joints. Weak muscles put extra strain on your knees and hips, wearing them down faster. Ever notice how knee pain gets worse when your legs feel shaky? That's no coincidence. Strong muscles act like natural shock absorbers, protecting your joints from damage. And let's not forget bones. Weight-bearing movement, like walking or light strength exercises, keeps your bones dense. Without it, osteoporosis sets in, making fractures more likely. Now, I know this might sound overwhelming, but here's the good news. It's never too late to rebuild strength. Even small changes can make a big difference, and that's exactly why we need to talk about those sneaky daily habits that are working against you. Because once you know what they are, you can start fixing them today.
Anyone who's flown knows that they always advise when you're sitting on the plane for long periods of time, you've got to move your feet like this. You've got to move your feet round and round, because when you move your feet like that, you can probably see my calf muscle flexing, relaxing, flexing, relaxing. That's your second heart. That's the muscle that pumps that venous system to come back. So if you do have to spend a few hours on your feet, try and spend a little bit of time doing this. You might even do that for a couple of minutes every half hour to get that second heart pumping away.
Habit 1. Sitting too much. The chair trap. You know how easy it is to settle into your favorite chair and lose track of time. Maybe you're watching TV, reading the paper, or chatting with family. It feels comfortable, harmless even. But here's the problem. Every extra minute you spend sitting is quietly draining strength from your legs. Why? It's stealing your strength. When you sit for long stretches, your thigh and glute muscles essentially go to sleep. They stop working, and over time, they forget how to fire properly. Think of it like a car left parked for months. Eventually, the battery dies. That's exactly what happens to your muscles. After just 30 minutes of sitting, your leg muscles begin shutting down. Leads to dead butt syndrome. Yes, doctors really call it that, where your backside muscles weaken. Makes standing up from chairs feel like a workout because your legs aren't used to working anymore. The good news? You don't have to quit sitting completely, just break it up. Here's how. 1. Set a posture alarm. Every 30 minutes, stand and shift your weight for just 30 seconds. No need to walk around, just stand and wiggle your toes. 2. Commercial break exercises. When ads come on TV, stand and do 5 knee lifts. Hold a chair if needed. 3. Read standing up. Prop your book or tablet on a kitchen counter to read while standing. Small effort, big difference. One of my students, Martha, she's 72, started doing this and told me, "After 2 weeks, I noticed I could get out of my recliner without pushing off the arms anymore." That's the power of waking up those sleeping muscles. Your first step today. Before you sit down for your next show or meal, set a timer. When it goes off, pause and stand, even if just for half a minute. Your legs will remember what they're meant to do.
Number 5 is lift or elevate. Here we are. Elevate the legs. It's a good idea when you're conquering your varicose veins is elevate the legs even for 15 minutes a day. Put them way up. So maybe in the afternoon, sit down, get a good book, or if you might be a knitter, I'm a knitter, and elevate those legs up and get the blood.
Habit 2. The crossed legs trap. Let me tell you about my friend Margaret. Every morning, like clockwork, she'd settle into her favorite kitchen chair with her crossword puzzle and a cup of tea, right leg neatly crossed over the left. It was her ritual, had been for 40 years. Then one spring, Margaret noticed something odd. Getting out of the car had become a production. She'd have to turn her whole body sideways and use both hands to lift her right leg out. Must be arthritis, she thought. But her doctor said something surprising. Margaret, your hips are out of alignment from all those years sitting crossed-legged. Here's what was really happening. Each time Margaret crossed her legs, her right hip was twisting slightly upward while the left pressed down. Over decades, this created an imbalance. One side of her body had essentially become shorter than the other. The muscles in her crossed legs stopped working as hard, while the other side overcompensated. I'll never forget the day Margaret showed me her new way of sitting. She'd placed a small decorative pillow on her kitchen chair. Now, when I go to cross my legs, she explained, I feel this pillow and remember to keep both feet on the floor. Simple. Brilliant. At first, it drove her crazy. Old habits die hard. But after a few weeks, something remarkable happened. That stiffness she'd felt every morning, gone. Getting out of the car. She could swing both legs out normally again. Margaret's story taught me something important. The little things we do every day, the habits we don't even think about, shape our bodies over time. Crossing your legs might feel comfortable in the moment, but your hips and legs remember every minute of that imbalance. So here's my question for you. Where do you usually sit crossed-legged? At the kitchen table? Watching TV? Being aware is the first step. Maybe try Margaret's pillow trick, or simply pause next time you go to cross your legs. Take a deep breath and plant both feet firmly on the ground instead. Your future self will thank you every time you stand up without that familiar groan or stiffness, because strong legs start with how we sit, not just how we move.
Being on your feet all day. Our legs don't like it when we're on our feet all day, especially when it's on cement. But standing for long periods, there are some people who are maybe in an office behind a desk serving people, and they can be on their feet all day. They need to be very careful on the shoes that they're wearing. But if someone has varicose veins and that's their job, my suggestion is to find another job. My suggestion is that you've got to get away from standing on your feet all day, because that is putting a lot of pressure on your legs.
Habit 3. The locked knees stand. My grandfather used to stand at church every Sunday like a soldier at attention. Knees locked straight, shoulders back. He'd proudly say it was his military posture. But by the time he was 75, those same proud stands left him dizzy and clutching the pew. I remember one Sunday when the choir was singing his favorite hymn. Halfway through, his face went pale. Just need some air, he muttered as I helped him sit. Later, his doctor explained what really happened. Locking his knees had slowed his blood circulation until he nearly fainted. Here's what most folks don't realize about standing with locked knees. 1. The blood flow problem. When knees lock, circulation slows to a crawl. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood back up from your legs. That's why you sometimes see people swaying at ceremonies. It's not just boredom. 2. The muscles switch off. With knees locked, your thigh muscles go on vacation. They think, great, the bones are holding us up now. Over time, they forget how to support you properly. 3. The domino effect. That stiff stance throws your whole alignment off. Hips tilt forward, back arches, shoulders tense. Next thing you know, everything hurts. Grandpa's solution was surprisingly simple. He started practicing what he called dancing standing still, keeping the slightest bend in his knees, shifting his weight gently from foot to foot. At first, it felt strange after 60 years of standing stiff, but within months he could stand through entire services without discomfort. Last Christmas, I noticed him demonstrating to my niece. See how Grammy stands when she cooks? That little bounce in her knees? That's how you stand for the long haul. The lesson stuck with me. Whether you're waiting in line, at a family gathering, or cooking supper, try this. Imagine you're about to take a step forward. Feel that softness in your knees. That's where you want to be. Let your weight drift gently between feet like a tree swaying. It's not about perfect posture. It's about standing in a way that keeps your blood moving and muscles awake. After all, life's too short to spend it locked in one position.
Exercise is very, very important to move the blood and the lymph through the legs. Our venous system is the system that takes blood away from the extremities back to the heart. The arterial system takes the blood away from the heart to the extremities. So you don't get varicose arteries, do you? You get varicose veins. So it's the system that goes back up to the heart. And that's a long way away from the heart. And we have a second heart. And that second heart is designed to pump the venous system, and that's our calf muscle. So basically just springing on your toes like this, just that springing action is causing your calf muscles to flex, relax, and that gets the blood back up to the heart.
Habit 4. The stair avoidance syndrome. Mrs. Henderson in apartment 3B used to take the elevator for everything, even just going down one floor to check her mail. At my age, why risk a fall, she'd say. But last winter, when the elevator broke for 3 days, she became a prisoner in her own home. That's when our building superintendent, Joe, a spry 78-year-old who still took stairs 2 at a time, made her a deal. "Let's walk just 3 steps together today," he said. "Tomorrow we'll do 4. At first, Mrs. Henderson clung to the railing like it was a life preserver. But Joe taught her something profound about stairs. 1. The use it or lose it truth. Every avoided stair is a missed opportunity to maintain crucial leg strength. Like bank deposits, these small investments compound over time. 2. The confidence paradox. The less we use stairs, the scarier they become. But facing them actually reduces fall risk by keeping our muscles alert. 3. The hidden benefit. Stair climbing strengthens the exact muscles needed for rising from chairs and preventing falls. By spring, Mrs. Henderson was taking the stairs down every morning to get her paper. She kept a folding stool by the landing to rest when needed. Some days she still used the elevator, and that's okay. What changed was her mindset. As she told me over tea one afternoon, "I don't take stairs because I'm strong. I'm getting strong because I take stairs." Her secret: the rule of 3. Always use at least 3 stairs daily. Hold the railing without shame and rest as needed between flights. Now, when I see her at the mailboxes, she winks and says, "My legs remember what to do now." And that's the beautiful thing about stairs. They're always there, waiting to help us stay strong.
Is, we'll just say good foot. Good fitting shoes. Please spend the money. So these little shoes that I have on right now, they might look little and light, and they are, and they're very comfortable. Yeah, I probably paid nearly $200 for them. So I pay that much money for good shoes because it's worth it. It's well worth the money that you will use to buy good fitting, natural fibre footwear. That's vital.
Habit 5. The slipper trap. Old Mr. Petrovsky at the senior centre used to shuffle around in the same worn-out slippers every day. The fuzzy blue ones his daughter bought him 15 years ago. Like walking on clouds, he'd say. But when he took a bad fall reaching for his morning paper, the physical therapist held up those slippers and said, "These might as well be banana peels." What nobody tells us about our favourite comfortable shoes: the silent sabotage. Those soft soles that feel so gentle are actually robbing your feet of their natural strength. Like casting a broken arm for decades, the supportive foam does all the work while your foot muscles atrophy. The result? Feet that can't stabilize you properly when you need them most. The ripple effect. Flattened arch support changes your entire gait. Your knees twist slightly inward, your hips compensate, and before you know it, you've got mysterious aches from ankles to lower back. Mrs. Ling from my Tai Chi class discovered her chronic knee pain disappeared after switching from slippers to proper shoes at age 82. The balance betrayal. A study at the Gerontology Centre found seniors wearing slippers had 37% more near falls than those in structured shoes. The reason? Floppy footwear forces your toes to grip constantly for stability, wearing out those tiny muscles that should be helping you balance. Mr. Petrovsky's solution came from an unexpected place, his bowling league. His new bowling shoes had firm soles and proper arch support. Might as well wear them around the house, he joked. Within weeks, he noticed he wasn't grabbing walls for balance anymore. Here's what we can learn. 1. The 10-minute rule. Wear supportive shoes for just the first 10 minutes each morning. When most falls happen, build up gradually. 2. The sock test. If you can fold your shoe in half like a taco, it's too flimsy. Good shoes should have some resistance. 3. The transition trick. Keep old slippers by your bed for midnight bathroom trips, but switch to proper shoes after breakfast. Habit 6. The shopping cart crutch. Every Tuesday morning, you could set your watch by Mrs. Kowalski at the supermarket. She'd arrive precisely at 9 a.m., grip her shopping cart like a lifeline, and lean heavily on it as she moved through the aisles. My walking assistant, she called it, until the day she forgot her cart by the dairy section and took 3 unassisted steps, then froze like a startled deer. What most of us don't realize about constant leaning, the dependency dilemma. Each time we white-knuckle a shopping cart or death-grip a walker, our brain makes a silent calculation. Don't need to balance. This thing will catch me. The terrifying result? When support suddenly disappears, our balance systems panic. The muscle memory loss. Physical therapists have a name for this. Assistive device syndrome. Like forgetting how to ride a bike, our legs literally forget how to stabilize us independently. Studies show seniors who over-rely on carts experience 22% faster decline in natural balance ability. The vicious cycle. The more we lean, the weaker our legs become. The weaker our legs, the more we need to lean. Mrs. Kowalski didn't need her cart because she was frail. She became frail because she never gave her legs a chance to work. Her turning point came unexpectedly. One Tuesday, the store was out of carts. The manager offered a handbasket instead. "I'll just get a few things," she muttered. That short trip, holding just a lightweight basket, revealed something shocking. Her legs still knew how to walk. They'd just been waiting for permission. Now she practices what she calls naked walking. 1. The 10-step challenge. Every shopping trip, she walks 10 steps without touching the cart. 2. The one-hand rule. When she must use a cart, she keeps one hand free at all times. 3. The balance snacks. While waiting in line, she stands unsupported for 30 seconds.
As the reason why you should stop the fat if you want to lose weight, but they don't understand what a calorie is. A calorie is a unit of energy. So if you want a high energy food, what do you eat? Fat. Now, I'm not suggesting we drink cupfuls of oil or fat. Nuts, seeds, coconuts, a little bit of coconut oils. But you can see why the human growth hormone causes the body to start burning fat as fuel, because it's going to give more than twice the units of energy that glucose will give. The human growth hormone increases the body's ability to utilize protein. This week we've looked at the importance of protein. We've looked at the importance of eating sufficient protein. We've looked at the importance of not drinking a lot of water with your meals, so you're not watering down your hydrochloric acid so you can break down your protein. Now we're looking at another aspect.
Habit 7. The breakfast betrayal. Every morning for 40 years, Frank would start his day the same way: black coffee and toast with jam. "I'm not hungry when I wake up," he'd say. But when he slipped on an icy sidewalk last winter, his doctor asked an unexpected question. "What did you eat for breakfast?" That simple question revealed a troubling truth: the midnight muscle robbery. While Frank slept, his body had been cannibalizing his leg muscles. After 8 hours without protein, our bodies start breaking down muscle tissue for energy. By mid-morning, Frank's legs were running on empty before he even left the house. The strength drain. Muscle loss accelerates after 60, with studies showing seniors can lose up to 1% of leg muscle per month without proper morning protein. That's why Frank could lift his grandkids easily at breakfast, but struggled with stairs by afternoon. His muscles were starving. The blood sugar roller coaster. That carb-heavy breakfast spiked his blood sugar, then crashed it by mid-morning, sapping his energy and stability when he needed it most. Frank's solution came from an unlikely source, his old army buddy turned nutritionist. 1. The overnight rescue. Now he keeps hard-boiled eggs ready for nights when he knows he won't cook breakfast. 2. The coffee upgrade. He stirs collagen peptides into his morning coffee. 18-gram protein, no taste. 3. The 10-minute rule. Even if not hungry, he eats something protein-rich within 10 minutes of waking. 6 months later, Frank made me laugh when he said, "Turns out my legs weren't getting weak. I was just starving them to death." Now he starts each day with what he calls leg food, and recently carried his sleeping granddaughter up a full flight of stairs without waking her. The lesson? Your first meal isn't just feeding your stomach, it's feeding your muscles. And strong legs begin with the very first bite of the day. So there you have it, 7 sneaky habits that might be weakening your legs without you even realizing it. But here's what I want you to remember. It's never too late to change. Your legs are listening, waiting to surprise you with how much strength they still have to give. Maybe today you'll try uncrossing your legs during breakfast. Maybe tomorrow you'll take just 3 stairs instead of the elevator. Small steps lead to big changes. I've seen it happen time and again. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these habits hit closest to home? Let me know in the comments. Are you a chronic leg crosser? A slipper loyalist? Your stories inspire our whole community. And remember, your legs carry you through life. It's never too late to start carrying them a little better. And that's it again for today, guys. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone you care about. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on living your healthiest life. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay informed, stay healthy.